Wake up, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like always, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to Morning Brew Podcast wherever you download your podcast. And we have plenty to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it. But first, our affiliates.
Buzzsprout, the easiest way to begin your podcast. Sign up with Buzzsprout through the link in our show notes and get a $20 Amazon gift card after your second month. Using the equipment that you already have in a quiet space, upload to Buzzsprout and your episodes are available everywhere podcasts are found. Apple, Google, Pandora, Spotify, and more. Instacart. Hundreds of grocers now at the ready to hand select items of your choosing. It's super easy. Use the app or head over to instacart.com to check them out. Ready to order? Follow the link in our show notes and let them know we sent you. Essential items, office supplies, groceries, and even contactless delivery. Instacart has you covered. And today is sponsored by Rosie Cooks Gourmet Catering, located in the greater wine country of Northern California. Rosie Cooks was built off the passion for the culinary arts and is shared throughout the staff. From weddings to corporate events, gourmet packaged boxed lunches, wine pairings, and private events. The team at RC collectively challenge one another and deliver mouth-watering menus every time. Check them out at www.roseycooks.com on Facebook and Instagram. ROSEYCOOKS. And finally, Newness Productions for all your film and photography needs, from social media, promos, and commercials. Wedding films and photography, newnessproductions.com. NEWNESS productions.com. Now, let's just get on with it.
What about the Twinkie?
Who you call it butthead? Butthead.
Y'all talk about me?
You take drugs, Danny? Every day.
This is ridiculous. It's crazy. I feel like I'm babysitting, except I'm not getting
I've
paid.
heard police work is dangerous.
It is. That's why I carry a big gun.
Aren't you afraid it might go off accidentally?
I used to have that
What
problem.
did you do about it?
I just think about baseball.
Declare.
Whose children is this?
Zed's.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
I gotta go to college. Danny, this isn't Russia.
For a disaster of biblical
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
Dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living
Like it.
together.
Me just chilling on a couch.
A little couch talk. Little pillow talk.
All right.
Spenny in the beer tonight, in between the sheets.
It's the
We're gonna get real with our callers.
This is the casting couch now.
Oh shit.
This is the casting couch.
Ooh.
I want to get into the industry.
I'm just here because I want to be an actress.
Show me what you got.
Oh my god, that was such the biggest scam. How many? It's to this day. To this day. What's the? What
They
would
sign
you?
on the dotted line. They know what they're doing.
What would be worse
What?
if you were cruising through a porn site and you stumbled upon either an old video of your wife and somebody else, or an old video of your mother and somebody else?
Easily my mom. That'd be the worst. Absolutely easily. Because you got to think, like, back in those days, it was even less socially acceptable. It was not. I don't even. I want to throw up just thinking about it. With my wife, I'm like, hey, an old porno video of you in your prime? Fuck yeah. I'd watch that. Sorry, that's just me.
God. No,
maybe,
I get it.
Maybe I'm an asshole.
No,
Sorry,
I agree. I agree. I would definitely.
I don't ever want to. You know what? I have viewed my wife sexually so much that viewing my mom sexually is nothing that has ever crossed my mind.
I agree.
I don't want it to, and
stumbling upon that would be life altering, to say the least. Like,
do you feel do you feel like if your mom came to you and said, like, would you feel better if your mom came to you and said, like, there's a porno video of me out there, or like you stumbling upon it? just by accident?
Which would
you feel most?
I'd be happier if we just didn't talk about it. And if I stumbled upon it, then we just don't talk about it.
I would never want
just not a topic. I don't understand. There are parents out there that have that relationship with their kids where they can just openly talk about sexual activities and stuff like that. And I don't get it. I don't.
I think I only want to come across that road once when you have to have, the talk about sex, and that's it. Let them discover it for themselves. Don't put me like as the face of it. You can go do your own thing. Or not. I'd prefer you not do your own thing. I'd prefer you listen to Jesus. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I do not want any part of knowing what my kids are doing sexually. Nothing. I'll walk away. They start talking about it, I'm gonna walk away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find a really cool stick.
Talk to me about drugs and alcohol and every, taboo topic ever, but sex, like there should be YouTube instructional videos that you just immediately refer your kids to when they have that question. What's sex? And you're just like, go to this link. They'll explain it to you far better than me.
I already had to have that talk with my oldest. Mm-hmm. And I just was straight up about it, but it's super uncomfortable. Like boy, how do I navigate this? Because then you have to explain the why. Why do guys and girls do that? Because they don't understand those urges, or like what it is, or why do they want it so bad? Like what is this like almost possession that's a part of them, and that's the hard part. That's to explain. The rest of it's not. It's like, look, when you get to this point, this is what it is. Yeah, like when you get to an adult, you look for a mate, whether it's your sex or another, you just look for a lifelong partner. And then it's easier to describe in that manner. But when they start asking the questions like, why do they do that?
Yeah.
Boy.
I remember I started early, man. And this is like weird to talk about this like ever. But like I think I was in second grade or like third grade or something, and Titanic just came out, and you always wanted to get to the boob scene. Like,
right.
I'm like, oh my God.
I remember that being taboo. My mom wouldn't let me watch that because it was like, there's a boob scene.
But so I got to it, and I'm like, so like, Mom, Dad, you've been talking to me about sex because you know that I've like fast forwarded to that scene in particular. And please don't air this. I'm like, so like, does the guy put his where does he put the wiener? Like in the boobs or in something else? And
my buddy once,
I'm just innocent, totally innocent second grader or third grader asking a question. Where does he put it? Anyway, go on.
No, I totally get it, dude. When I think I first stumbled upon a porn mag in 5th grade or 6th grade. And it was a hardcore one. It wasn't like your little Playboy centerfold thing. No, it was like every single page. That's exactly what it was. This is courtesy of Mr. Larry Flint. So what had happened was, I guess I had to walk home from the bus stop, and the bus stop was like way down our dirt road. Somebody's trash can had gotten picked up on a really super windy day, and I think it was like full of magazines. And it got, the hustler had gotten blown into the ditch. And my buddy and I were like walking home, and we're like seeing these torn up pages like in the ditch, and we're like, that's a boob. Like, that's no. And we're like, that's another booby. Oh my god, we're like,
just follow the boobs to the source.
Yes, we're just like packing our fucking backpack full of these torn pieces of magazine, and then we've come upon like this one that's like just fully intact, and it was Hustler. And I'm looking through it, right? And this is how innocent we are. We want to talk about innocence. I'm looking at it and I go, is that milk coming out of his penis? I couldn't comprehend. I had no idea what it was. I was like, what? Yeah. Does he drink a lot of milk? Like,
he drank so much milk that his pee turned into milk.
I'm zero concept. Zero. I was so innocent. A zero concept of what any of that was. And to be honest, I don't even know if I figured it out until like later on, when
you're the sexually active person and you're like,
that's what that is.
Oh, that's where it goes and does.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Thanks, parents. You did a good job raising us. Oh God. I feel like we need to transition to a different topic, like real quick.
Politics?
I guess.
So
I feel like so the point of this segment a lot of times is to focus on the beer, right?
Right. Make juicy or make America juicy.
Make again? America juicy again, dude. I
have that in my fridge.
Isn't it great?
I actually really do like it. I posted something on Morning Brew. It was like a little Homer Simpson meme where it was like, stop making IPAs. Like there's other beers out there.
Totally.
But that's a good one. That's why I said I like that East Coast because that's an East Coast IPA. It's got a little bit more citrusy. It's really good.
It's technically a hazy, juicy. It's super good, man. And I had like 3 last night, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm feeling it.
Damn, yeah, you must have been.
I felt it to the point where I apparently opened like the 4th one and left it on the counter and came back 3 hours later and was like, oh, well, guess I gotta drink this. But it was even delicious, slightly lukewarm. The thing about that brewery, they got like, so it's Heretic. They're from the Central Valley in California. And they actually won like best brewery in 2018 by Cal Expo. And they are like super chill, just like dudes who like go to work for a living. They love beer. They work hard. And I don't think I've tried a single beer from Heretic that I don't like. They're fantastic.
That's the only one I've tried.
Got a few. I think they've got a triple IPA I've tried. A few lighter beers. I want to go down to like see them. Like, okay, my birthday's in like a month. I'd love to see them like just go to a brewery.
I'd like to go to a brewery once a month, maybe once every other month or something like that, and do that where we talk to different breweries and
brewery tour.
Yeah. Where we record.
Well, of course, once stuff starts opening up.
Well, even if it's just us, we're still socially distanced. There's only a few of us, and we can do one-on-ones and learn about their menu too, what they got in the kitchen, and how they pair it if they have a kitchen. Anyways,
well, with this IPA type deal.
So you speaking about beers, I'm a beer snob, and I won't drink like any BS light beer, but I do have to say, big shout out to Budweiser. Do you see what they did? They took a little political stance. And
what'd they do?
They have their truck. There's a bunch of their trucks that are all black with a blue stripe. It says "Back the Blue."
I love that, dude.
And I was like,
yes,
hats off, guys. I don't like I'm not a big fan of the beer. Maybe some of the crafty stuff that you're dabbing your toes in, but damn. I mean, I'll go buy a few packs just for that reason. Smash them like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. I just saw a meme the other day. It's like, I go to therapy. I go to therapy at home. And it's just a bunch of pictures of Steve Austin just chugging beers. God.
Well, sorry, listen. We touched on the presidential debate last time. and that episode lit up.
Where do you want to go from here?
Well, the VP debate, I already knew, and I've already told you, was going to be boring.
Right.
I knew it was going to be a snooze fest. And sure enough, I turned it on for about 15 minutes, but then my eyes started to get heavy. You can hear the BS. What I would like you to do, because everybody's talking about this, Biden nor Harris will answer the question, are they going to pack the court if Amy gets elected into
it's formally appointed into the Supreme Court.
Right. Okay. So we just keep hearing them dodge that question. That's the question that just keeps, I mean, literally, when Biden was asked in the debate, his words were
whatever position I take in that'll become the issue. The issue is the American people should speak. You should go out and vote. You're in voting now.
Then he started telling people to just go vote. That was his answer. Harris went off and decided to go on a history lesson on Abraham Lincoln on dodging that question. So I would like you to explain to me and the listeners what it is what the hell they're talking about, what it means by pack the court, and why it's so important that they answer that question.
What they mean by packing the court is adding seats to the Supreme Court. So right now there are 9 Supreme Court justices. Back 1937, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, one of his New Deal plans, right, was to pack the court. And it was going to be done through a legislative bill through Congress, and it was going to essentially add 6 new justices to the Supreme Court, a maximum of 6 justices added to the Supreme Court from the original 9, making it a 15-member court. And the reason for that is because they are in charge of interpreting the laws. So when Franklin Delano Roosevelt first got to be president, there was an open opportunity with the Great Depression, to basically redo the Constitution, to redo our entire country. And the country was seriously considering whether or not it wanted to go to communism. Like, I feel like Kamala Harris right now giving everyone a history lesson. But FDR wanted a Supreme Court that would support the legislation that he wanted to pass through. And so by altering the Supreme Court in your favor, so packing the court with more, liberal judges, you can have an easier liberal agenda pass through the legislature, and then a Supreme Court that says, yeah, that's completely constitutional. And that's the thing we're facing in our country today is now, if Trump's nominee goes through, that'll make a 6-3 conservative over liberal court. And right now, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are like, we're not going to have that. And there's potential for them to, quote unquote, pack the court by appointing, 4 to 6 additional judges that are super, super liberal, that again have a lifetime membership to that court, that can then overrule the conservative vote on that court. That's kind of the goal of packing the court, right? Is to completely change the rules so that you can get your way legislatively, and then not only that, but have a court that says, yeah, everything the legislature did, we approve of.
Let's just play stupid here. The right is afraid of them packing the court so that they pass liberal laws, but the right also wants to keep the court in the conservatives' favor. So
but that's the rules. If you have a vacancy on the Supreme Court, your president and your Senate then have the ability to approve the next nominee to fill that vacancy. And I'm sorry, but it's all on, I guess, God's timing, choosing who's going to die on the Supreme Court, so that and the liberals or the Democrats feel that it's unfair that Trump, within his 4 years, now gets to have 3 nominees. That never happens. So the Democrats and those on the left feel that, oh, that's unfair that 3 Supreme Court judges just so happen to die, and now whoever's the party in power gets to choose who is the next Supreme Court justice. I'm sorry, that's all based on their life expectancy and all that. But
see, all this gets so confusing when you look at it from a political debates standpoint. Again, look how long it took you to just like explain exactly what it is by them answering the question, are you going to pack the court? So what I don't like is that they're just not answering it.
Right. It's not the right that's not answering. It's the left that's not answering.
I know.
And that's really concerning, because back when FDR did that back in 1937, his approval numbers as presidents fucking just boom, bombed, because the American people saw that it was a problem. The difference today is that we have become so politically polarized that if a packed court happens, Democrats make a majority of this country just on majority vote, right? You saw that with the presidential, election in 2016. Yes, Hillary won the majority vote, but Trump won the electoral. You see a problem when majority rules. I feel like I lost my train of thought there. I had something going, and then something just blew up in my mind. I don't know what happened.
It's all good. We do that because now my mind's going off of first of all, voting. I am seeing one hell of a lot of more new voters left and right. Mm-hmm. I know of a few that just registered this year, specifically based on what's going on.
My wife is voting for the first time in her adult life. And it took just one little nudge, like, hey, you should vote. She's like, I've never voted. And I'm like, well, I think now's the perfect time to cast your first. And me and her went over the ballot. A lot of people are thinking that. Dude, it was super cool. Like, my wife is, looking at her ballot, and she's like, who's this guy? Who's this chick? And she's on Ballotpedia, or she's on, whatever, their campaign website, and looking at what they support. And it's like, oh my gosh, I agree with this guy. I hate this guy. Da, 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 da. She actually voted for Joe Jorgensen, which I think is pretty interesting for presidential, because she doesn't like either Trump or Biden. And my wife is actually more libertarian than I thought.
If I live in a electoral area where my guy is going to vote for Trump, but most of us vote for Biden.
If you live in a quote unquote red area, like a really rural conservative area, and you vote for Trump, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because if a majority of the votes in the electoral college go towards one candidate, all votes cast in the Electoral College will go to that candidate. So your electoral representative, based upon your locality, they all vote red, but they're overpowered by a shit ton of votes from the Bay Area or along the coastal region that's blue. The entire state's share of electoral votes have to go to the party that quote unquote won. So it doesn't matter if, let's say, 20 of the electoral votes go to Trump. The fact that then 35 of the other electoral votes went to Biden, now the entire state's electoral votes have to go to Biden. So all of those those 20 electoral votes that should have been red are now forced to go to blue just based upon the Electoral College. And
so if you have a state that has a total of 4 electoral votes and 3 of them go to Trump, then all of them go to Trump.
Right. So look at the state of Oregon, for example. The entire state is red, except for Portland and Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
The electoral votes in Portland and Eugene overpower all of the electoral votes in rural Oregon. So again, one of those scenarios where 30 of the votes go blue, 10 go red, therefore all 40 go blue. That's how the system works.
Well, it's going to be fun watching that thing unravel next month.
Yeah, literally 26 days away.
It's going to be longer than that, and you know it.
Yeah, we're going to be counting until January. And then all of these fears of, if the votes aren't counted by a certain date, then Nancy Pelosi becomes president for a few days. That to me,
that's terrifying.
I don't think we've never seen it in American history. Maybe once, like early 1800s, but I don't know. It's been centuries, and I don't know how that would work in today's society, because I think I read that like at least 50% of the people, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you sit on, they aren't going to accept the results of the election. They're going to think that it's voter fraud or that it was rigged, and we're going to have riots in the streets or just people being jackasses.
Yep. I 100% believe that one way or another, it's not looking good.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm trying to look up the year-to-date mortality, the death rate, because that was something I posted, and I was just like baffled, was the fact that in 2018 and 2019 we had a American total death, not COVID, total of 2,800,000 and something odd thousand people, and like year to date we're at 2 million. So
yeah, and I'm looking at like 2018 we had 2,839,205 deaths for the entire year. And how much are they reporting now today?
Right now, last time I checked was like a day or two. It was at 2 million flat, like at a few and some
That's
change.
Nuts.
And so that means, and I did the math on it too, because I was like, so that means over 240,000 people have to die in October, November, and December. Not total, 240,000 each month. So just for them to about break par with the total deaths of last year and 2018. And everything around us, everything has happened because of that. Everything. You're all not working because of that.
Yeah.
Because we're about to break par with last year and the year prior before COVID. And I get that social distancing probably has obviously helped. However, I think what's being proven here, and seems to be kind of being proven with Sweden too, is that this is not as bad as everybody made it out to be, and it's being politically blown up and used for political agendas in more countries than our own. And it's just not this bad. It's not as bad as everybody thinks.
Yeah. So before, like, and yeah, so a lot of that has to do, like, the fact that, hey, we're gonna break it probably 2,500,000 deaths, like somewhere around there. That's still 300,000 less deaths than 2018, 2019. It's so we would have to have an average of 210,000 deaths per month for the next 3 months, and we would still have, if everything just continues to go the same pace that it is now. And a lot of the deaths that haven't occurred is because of the fact that we had those months that we were stuck in our homes. Like, you'd have people dying of auto accidents. You'd have people dying of other diseases. You'd have people dying from just, trying to walk across the street and getting hit by a, driver. We've saved more lives over the course of this year because of COVID-19. But I think this next year is really going to show what happens. Like, is suicide really going up?
Everybody says that suicide is, and those numbers are hard to find.
Yeah, it's extremely hard to find. I agree. But I think we also have to take a look at, hey, the COVID test also tests for pneumonia. And if you test positive for pneumonia, you also test positive for COVID. And so with all of that happening, like, how many of the deaths are directly contributed to COVID? How many of the deaths are directly contributed to the flu or pneumonia? We're going to see some very mixed results. But overall, I'm wondering, is this like an agenda thing? Like, is this to...
Of course, it feels like
it feels like we're all being held hostage in our homes so that we can, continue to pay the same rate on taxes and continue to keep, paying all the processes that were in place before COVID. We're still paying out for them. Is this an attempt to save more, taxpayers? Like,
No.
I don't know.
P.S. Our president beat COVID in 3 days.
And he's in that target age too. Think about that.
Didn't he come out too and say something like it wasn't that bad? Like, it was.
Yeah, he was like, it wasn't that bad. He received a COVID cocktail from Walter Reed, the place he was getting treated at, and he it was like a treatment that was worth, like, I don't know how much. But
the far left is ripping him to shreds right now for and I'm talking far left. They're ripping him to shreds for that picture that Ivanka posted of him still having COVID and working in that empty room, and they're going, look at him, he drug a reporter in there to take a photo of him and put his life at risk by he possibly giving him COVID, and like everybody's talking about how he's giving everybody. It might be giving everybody COVID and putting their lives at risk. And it's just like, oh my God. First of all, the media took that photo.
Yeah. I don't know who took it, but I'm just saying the media, no matter what Trump does, he's doomed if you do, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Trump, if he says my favorite color is red. Oh, does that mean you hate blue? Do you like red because you're Republican? It's all of this. We have become a society that has so overanalyzed the most basic human functions, the most basic response, but we come up with, it's these fucking academic types that continue to say we need to write a 10-page essay on something that should be summarized in 2 sentences. We have become a society that has overanalyzed everything. You know, I remember being in a fucking freshman English class and my teacher saying, "What does the red door represent?" And someone said, "Oh, that might represent blood or death." Another person said, "Oh, you know, like the red door, that might be like, you know, opening to hell." And I just said, "You know what? Maybe it's just a fucking red door." I got sent to the principal's office. But we have become so over analyzing of every little fucking thing that someone does that we don't like or we do like, to put them in a certain light. And I don't care what Trump does. You know what? Your ability as an individual to make decisions for yourself has a greater impact on your trajectory on life than anything that little man in a white building 2,500 miles away. That your decisions have a greater impact on your life than some other guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I went off on a tangent there.
It's good. That's the thing is everybody's heated. Everybody's got an opinion because it's all been crammed down our throats for the past, 6, 7, 8 months? I mean, literally just shoving it down our throats day in, day out.
It's been for a fucking decade. Like, it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, this whole Trump-Biden debate versus Trump and the far left, and he's the dude that calls bullshit when he sees it, and he's not afraid to do it. And
and that's the difference between those who are so hell-bent on being politically correct and those who aren't. You know, I was talking with someone and I was like, listen, you know, Trump doesn't give a shit. I'm sorry. And that's what people love about him. It's the fact that we've got these career politicians in office and we've become so accustomed to them talking the way that they do, doing the things the way that they do for decades. And when Trump comes in and says, "I've never held a public office in my life and I'm going to be the fucking president," people are shaken up because they don't quite know how to pin him. And that's the problem. I think go for it.
Oh, no. To me, that's what last night proved. That's what last night proved exactly was we went back to the old school debate and everybody just fell asleep. Nobody gave a shit. Everybody wanted to look at the fly instead of listening to the words. And with Trump kicked the swinging doors in and went, "No, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit." And nobody's ever done that before. And it threw everybody off and still throws everybody off. And that is why everybody started to rah around him.
Because politics has become so cordial, right?
Mm-hmm.
The media likes to paint it in this picture of Democrats versus Republicans, but a lot of times you don't get policies done unless you have cooperation between both sides of the aisle. That's why we have a do-nothing Congress, right? Is because you've got one side that wants to do something, the other side that doesn't want to, and they paint it in this picture of red versus blue. But a lot of times, like, they're having dinner together, they're at the same functions together, they invite each other over for, lunch or whatever. It's a lot more cordial than the media likes to portray it. And these politicians are extremely comfortable in their positions. And the fact they've done it for their entire careers, they've lost all concept of fucking reality. And that's the problem that I have is you've got these career politicians that have been in office for 20 plus years and have lost all concept of what it means to be like you and me. Yeah, they pass these laws that continue to affect our lives, but they never have to deal with the consequences. They're living in their gated communities. They're living in their suburbs. They don't have to deal with the fucking chazzes. They don't have to deal with the fucking, impacts of riots because they're living in their fucking gated communities, just sipping on wine and shaking hands, kissing babies. And that's the shit that I can't stand in American politics.
I don't know if that's ever going to change, though. I mean, it
might, dude. I think it comes down to term limits. That's just my assessment.
No
one should be allowed to serve. No one should be allowed to serve in Congress more than 12 years.
I agree. I think term limits are an absolute must. It's absolutely a must to keep corruption out, to keep it from, falling into that kind of just pit. So, I mean,
yeah, we saw it last night with 2 career politicians on the debate stage, and we all fell asleep.
Yep.
We were paying more attention to the fly than any of the talking points.
I know who Kamala is because we live in California, okay? She's a crooked-ass politician. And let's just put it this way. This isn't racism. These are facts. If she wasn't black, she wouldn't be on the ballot, period. They'd look for somebody else. If she was Asian, if she were white, if she were whatever, she would not be there. They needed somebody of that color. It's the same thing with Uncle Ben's rice and Aunt Jemima's syrup. They weren't black, they wouldn't have been affected. Okay? This is being shoved down everybody's throats. It's reverse racism right in your face. She does not hold the pedigree for vice president. Okay? She barely held the pedigree for district attorney. I mean, she's just not qualified. End of story. Let's talk about Pence now. Pence, I've said it from the get-go, he's a wet blanket. He is your typical Republican politician. He talks like that. I think I was listening to Armstrong Getty, and I was like, yes, thank you. You said exactly what I've been thinking for years, that he must have gone to a politician school to learn how to talk. Like
they all learn that. They all do that. Sorry.
I sit here and I wonder to myself, is that how he talks at home? Like, can you get the dishes from the top shelf, please, and bring them down for everyone? Like, is that how they talk? Like, I want to know who you are, and that is why I don't trust you unless I can see your emotions, unless I see like who you truly are. And
they've become so conditioned by the environment in which they work in that they've lost, how to be human. Like they're like fucking aliens trying to learn. What do you, constituent A, feel? Oh, no, you feel this way?
They don't feel real. And that's why I said I watched it for 15 minutes maximum, and I already started to nod off, and I was like, okay, no, I don't care what either of you say, because both of you are boring, and I understand what this is. Okay? This is just a whole distraction. You're not answering questions. Pence, you don't know what a hammer on it, but I'm done. But you did watch it, sir, and so did my barber, who was talking to me about it a little bit this morning. So the one quote that I did like to read, what I thought was funny, was you're entitled to your own opinions, Miss Harris, but not your own facts.
And again, this comes down to something I've discussed with you in detail before, that our society cares more about your feelings than the facts, and that is a very big problem with American society. We care about people's feelings, which is great when it comes to being compassionate, but when the facts present themselves that your reality is not the reality of everyone else's, I'm sorry. We have to make policy based on facts, not opinions and feelings, which gets dicey. It gets dicey, but
there needs to be a very good balance of both. You got to be able to understand people's feelings, but there needs to be logic to those feelings too. Okay, there needs to be understanding of everybody's opinions, but at the end of the day, we got to make a logical decision, and everyone should understand that it needs to be a logical decision. It can't be this outlandish, one-sided. That's what I said about the lady that got after me about pro football, or anybody who's being anti-pro sports, or anti-sports. Anybody giving you shit. You cannot sit here and say you're going to boycott it until they do what you say, and then say that they can't do, they're
free to do whatever. And it's just kind of a take it or leave it kind of situation.
You can't say that my First Amendment allows me to tell you that I'm not going to watch your sport, and I'm not going to,
And my First Amendment tells you that I can give you the middle finger and say, fuck off.
Right. And again, to lump everybody, it's my same feeling when I heard my stepfather say he didn't want to watch House of Cards because of Kevin Spacey. and that he just didn't want to support Kevin Spacey. And I was like, but there's so many more lives that were involved in that show, and that's really kind of unfair to everybody else who blood, sweat, everything went into making that show. As it's because imagine if you were a writer for that show and now nobody wants to read it because Kevin Spacey was on it. Like, that's fucked up for your career, because that was some of your finest work right there.
His actions in his private life should not have an effect on your decisions in your professional life. He's his own person. Please let me give me the opportunity to separate myself from Kevin Spacey or anyone who's been, charged or found to be guilty of pedophilia or any crime, right? Like their actions are a reflection upon themselves. Like, my actions, I just tried to write a fucking good show. And I'm sorry my actor was an asshole and didn't reveal to us that he was a pedophile. That's ugh. But again, just be a good person. That's my end of the day statement.
So what are your what's your take on last night's debate? Because you watched it, right?
I watched it, but eventually, like halfway through, I turned it off because it was just it was clear that they weren't truly they were speaking from talking points. They weren't talking from the heart, and that turns me off. It doesn't. I in comparison, I actually liked Trump's interruptions because it added a little bit of spice. It added a little bit of angst and anxiety compared to this vanilla debate of, let me talk about something that happened last week. It just seemed too scripted to me, and I gave up.
With Trump's, I noticed something. And I've noticed this a few times, and I think he might be not, I don't know. I can't give or take him credit for anything. I noticed that his interruptions, everybody eventually, they're like, oh, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done that. I said that. I said he should have let him talk. And I still agree. There were parts where he should have let Biden run and Biden would have gotten in trouble. But I noticed those moments remember when Biden avoided that question, he was like, vote, go out and vote. We're in voting now. Vote now. In the background, all you hear is Trump going, are you going to pack the court? Are you going to pack the court? He's not going to answer the question. Are you going to pack the court? By him chipping in, what that did was it eliminated any chance any Biden campaign had of taking a sliver, and I'm looking at this from a media perspective, a sliver of a positive moment from the debate and use it as propaganda to push their votes. This is what he did at the debate. It took away.
Just go and vote. But Trump's interruptions made
it cut it all off.
Any fucking soundbite of Trump of Biden actually giving a positive message.
Yeah.
That's
why he was like, would you just shut up?
Would you shut up, man?
Because he wanted to give his 15 seconds of fame to be on some fucking little Instagram advertisement of go out and vote, or anything really.
I thought
any talking point that he wanted highlighted.
That's
was interrupted.
Stupid brilliance right there. That's stumbling upon it. It eliminated his ability to do that. But I agree with you. Trump's way he debates, it makes it more lively and you get more engaged because it puts you, what it does? It almost eliminates that 2-minute bullshit and it almost throws you in a courtroom battle. Like when you're watching a courtroom movie, and they're going against each other. The two attorneys, it really gives that flair to it, that argument, that debate stage. It actually brings the 2 minutes has got to go.
In a way,
4 minutes.
Americans don't like people playing by the rules. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, right?
I have an idea.
Oh, you want a peaceful protest? No, we're gonna test the boundaries just a little bit. People don't like the rules.
Only a fraction though of those have been violent protests, Spencer. Only a fraction.
Yeah, but they deal with them. That's the most fucking damage we've seen in American history since like the 1960s riots. Like the hot summer of 1960 something. I can't remember.
I have an idea.
Oh,
new debate stage forum. 2 minutes, uninterrupted, right? Then, after those 2 minutes, you're allowed 2 minutes more, but now your opponent is allowed to talk or ask you questions amongst that. And then a 1 minute wrap up. So each opponent gets 5 total minutes. 2 minutes uninterrupted. After the 2 minutes, and then you can fault them. Every time your opponent interrupts you, within the first 2 minutes, you add 10 seconds. And you have a little clock ticker.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take a
penalty.
penalty.
I feel like that'd be taking advantage, though. Like, you could interrupt. It would provide no structure. It would just be like, okay, you honestly could talk for 2 minutes, but I could interrupt you at any time and say, nope, you're fucking wrong.
Nah, that's flair.
Yeah, I agree.
Add some guidance for Trump's rules. Trump could just like wait and gather all his thoughts for the first 2 minutes and then just go at him. If he could even do that.
I don't think he could. I don't think any. Yeah, I don't think he could. He could hold himself back personally.
2 minutes isn't long enough.
Oh God, I just say put him in a boxing ring and have him just duke it out. It's quite apparent that no one cares about ideas anymore.
Okay, here's the other idea that I really wanted, and this is a genuine idea because I was thinking about doing it on making a few videos and doing this.
Okay.
When the question is asked by the moderator, ding, up goes the question up above. Will you pack the court? And then
yes or no,
Joe Biden, answer, and then as he talks, basically fill in the summarized, what his answer is to question and the answer. What it is right there in writing so that we can literally, because I think that'll wake up a lot of people. I think a lot of people would look at it and go, wow, you didn't answer that at all.
Well, I think, and you see it a lot of time on like BuzzFeed and all of these websites, right? That take people's words that are on a screen and highlight little snippets. I could see that. I could see like you should. I agree with that 100%. You should have some like court reporter typing in their exact answer as they're speaking it. That's a huge thing. Like just for U.S. history. You have a lifetime person on the court. Like think about it. RBG. Wait, Bader. Yeah, RBG.
No,
she was on it from almost 30 years, 3 decades. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's a long ass time. You have
too long. Too many policies change over 1 decade, let alone 3. And that
but
is
at
too
the same
long.
time, they provide a lifetime of experience as far as it comes to on the court, right? That's how I view it. I think that the Supreme Court should be the only lifetime appointment, and Congress should be limited to 10, 12 years.
I don't know, because then what happens if you get somebody that's stuck in the mentality from 1964 or 1973, where just
well, that's the situation we're in today. right?
Okay, and so that's kind of where I'm like thinking there needs to be a term limit, like you said. There needs to be a term limit max. 30 years is too long. I'm sorry. 30 years.
And maybe that's my own, experience.
That's me.
With legislature speaking a little bit. Like, there's no one that should be serving 30 years. But yet there's one politician in the California state legislature, Senator Nielsen, who has been serving for, that long because he joined office before there was ever term limits established in the California state legislature. And he's able to continue to run for re-election. And to be honest, he's been a pretty good advocate for rural California. And there are arguments to be made on all sides, on both sides. No, I'm kidding. But in reality, like, maybe it's my own experience with the legislature that thinks that maybe there should be term limits on Congress because they've just lost touch with reality. And Supreme Court should stay the way it is because, that's an honor. That's an honor.
Yeah. Just this all is dependent upon the election. There's so much reliant on this election. This crap coming out about Hillary and the Russia collusion, where it's basically like, oh, hey, guess what? All the Russian collusion that all the left was saying Trump was in on, and it was Trump. It was actually Hillary, and she literally has been caught red-handed, trying to vilify Donald Trump. Oh, and guess where else it came from? The Obama administration. And everybody's backpedaling now. I mean, we're going to end up finding Hillary off the coast of the Virgin Islands next to Jeffrey Epstein's island, hiding out somewhere. There is now, but
Hillary Island.
Look, this is all reliant upon who gets into office. If Biden gets in, this is all going to get swept under the rug. We're not going to hear about any Russia collusion anymore. We won't hear about who's in on it, who did it. And I guarantee you that's why Trump's like, declassify that. Declassify it all now. Because they already have
because we won't have that opportunity.
You know what shocks me? And this is coming from, again, my media perspective. Did you see that movie that's coming out or is probably already out? They made it quick. And it was about Trump, and Jeff Bridges plays James Comey. And it's all about basically how they're trying to say like Trump's this evil villain that screwed Comey over. Mr. I can't recall 240 something odd times. James Comey. Anyways, I'll send you the link and I'll put it up here on the screen, whatever this movie is. But it's super interesting that they were able to make this movie this quick. This was super fast to gather up that much information. I mean, Trump's only been in office for 3 and some odd years, like
the chance that he has an opportunity to continue his legacy. All of a sudden we're like, oh, let's create an anti effort.
Like I said, it's going to look like it's going to make Watergate look like child's play. And that's what it already is. So if Trump gets into office, we're going to see all names. We're going to see everybody prosecuted, and we'll see the truth about the corrupt politicians. If he doesn't, we won't find out a single fucking thing. And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't hear anything about the Epstein-Maxwell shit either.
People want to go back to the Obama times where the news media was in cooperation with the White House. Like it was those press, those meetings with the press. We're all just like, hey, like let's throw you some softballs. But as soon as Trump got in office, it was all hard balls, and the media trying to create a story based on
not even hard balls, bro.
Bullshit.
Screwballs. Did you saw the most recent one, right? About them trying to ask, what's her name? Kellyanne What's her name?
She's very attractive, by the way. I don't know, but I don't know.
That's
her
what
name.
my wife said too. She goes, "Damn, she's pretty." And I was like, "I know." I saw.
So was the governor of South Dakota. Oh my goodness. Sorry, go on. I don't even know her name. I just know she offered that hairstylist who did Nancy Pelosi's hair in San Francisco to come to South Dakota.
Not the stylist, the owner.
Yeah, the owner of the
the stylist was against the owner.
Either way.
So, anyways, I saw this tank top online. I wanted it. It was the press secretary's like face, and it was just like this kind of cool pattern. It just says facts, and I was like, I want that. But anyways, that question that they asked her,
I'd like to ask you for a definitive and declarative statement without ambiguity or deflection. As the person who speaks for the president, does the president denounce white supremacism and groups that espouse it in all their forms?
This has been answered yesterday by the president himself, the day before by the president himself on the debate stage. The president was asked this. He said, sure, 3 times. Yesterday, he was point blank asked, do you denounce white supremacy? And he said, I've always denounced any form of that. I can go back and read for you in August 2019, in one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. In August of 2017, racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups. I have an entire list of these quotes that I can go through with you. He has condemned white supremacy more than any president in modern history.
Just to clear it up this morning, can you, naming it, make a declarative statement that you denounce, that the president denounces it?
I just did. The president has denounced this repeatedly. The president was asked this. You're contriving a storyline and a narrative.
I'm just asking you to put this to rest.
I just did. I read you all of the quotes, and if you need to see them in writing, I will put them in an email. Hold on.
So, Haley, can you right now denounce white supremacy and the groups that espouse it?
The president has denounced white supremacy, the KKK, and hate groups in all forms. He signed a resolution to that effect. The president just last week, perhaps you all weren't covering it, but just last week expressed his desire to see the KKK prosecuted as domestic terrorists. This president had advocated for the death penalty for a white supremacist, the first federal execution in 17 years. His record on this is unmistakable, and it's shameful that the media refuses to cover it. Yes.
Yeah, she just goes through the whole list, and it's like, and
she has 57 times that the president denounced white supremacy.
We made a clip out of it.
All the times, all the dates, all the exact quotes.
And then she goes, like, he has done more to end racism in America than any other president in modern history. And he continues to go. Yeah, but can you definitively today? And it was, I went, because I see it on my leftist friends on their social media posts, how I can't believe we have a president, or you guys are for this asshole who won't even denounce white supremacy. And I'm going, did you not see the clip? Psst. Plural of him literally doing it.
He's denounced white supremacy multiple times.
Or do you just not want to?
On top of that, you know what? If we want to talk about again, it comes down to like
a look over here.
Look
over here. It's a monkey wrench thing. It's a monkey wrench thing. It is. It's to divide people. That's it. No truth. No facts.
Trump. Which white supremacy group do you want me to denounce this time? Because I've done it every fucking time you guys have fucking asked. That is why he's pissed off and is like, what white supremacy group do you want me to denounce this day? And Joe Biden's like, Proud Boys.
What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
white supremacists.
White supremacists and white supremacists and white supremacists and white
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by.
Proud Boys. And Donald Trump's like, all right, stand down and stand by, Proud Boys. Like, who gives a fuck? Because they're international goddamn chairmen.
Give me a name.
Yeah. Give me a name. It's like, dude, if the Proud Boys are a white supremacist group in America, they are the shittiest white supremacy
led by a
group in America.
Latino.
Led by an Afro-Cuban.
Yeah.
Like, you fit black and Latino into one category, and that's your international chairman for Proud Boys. They have got to be the shittiest white supremacist group in America if they're going to allow that shit to happen. It's like that fucking episode of Chappelle's Show where the black guy's the
blind black guy.
Yeah, the blind black guy who's the Grand Wizard.
Yeah.
The Grand Wizard at the KKK. That's what I feel like we're in.
Oh yeah.
Well, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Dude,
I get pissed.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm ready for the next presidential debate if there will be one. And obviously
put them over Zoom like we're doing right now. Like, honestly, I just want to see.
I don't think that'll work.
Duke it out.
I don't think that'll work. If they do that, then Trump better have his own camera there, and Biden too. His own cameras there, so that they can put out the full-length video after they got cut off or video feed cut.
So that's a brilliant idea.
So they can go, no, watch this. Here's your director's take. Anyways.
Who's on the line today?
I don't know. It's somebody on the road.
Hi, guys. So I've been listening to your program for a while, and I know you're into cinema. I know you're into films. But, so one thing that really pisses me off is when they try and remake classic movies. Like, just let them be classics. Why do you gotta remake them or, like, have a sequel? Like, Elf, don't even fucking try to remake Elf or add a sequel. That in itself is a perfect holiday movie. Don't fuck it up. Zooey Deschanel's gonna fuck it up. We all know it. Anyway, don't make sequels to classics. Don't remake the classics. You can't remake Jaws. You just fucking can't. Anyway, that's my take for today. Goodbye.
Peter on movies. Peter on the films. All right.
That guy cracks me up, man. I don't know
every
what.
Time.
Every time. God, man.
He calls in. He says, Eric, when are you doing the podcast? I said, when do you want to do it, Peter? He says, I'm on the road. Anyways. Well, so, buddy, I'll take a large pepperoni from Round Table.
You won. Oh, man. That was a good you know what, man? Everything that went wrong for me that week went wrong.
Dude,
because
I rocked those picks this week.
Oh, you did. You did.
I was stunned.
You only got 2 wrong?
13-2. And what was the game that didn't play? Pittsburgh, right? The Tennessee?
Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Oh, my God. Let's talk about that. How is it fair that you can force the rest of your team to play without your captain and QB?
I didn't know that was possible.
Because he just tested positive but felt fine?
That's because you don't know. It's because 80% of the cases are asymptomatic, right? So he has the virus, but then could potentially give it to someone. Like, let's say
this is the season with an asterisk on it.
It should be.
If Newton started, they would have won.
I don't know about that.
I
just don't.
I think they would have.
He didn't show a good showing the week prior.
It's all about development.
Touchdown. Ugh.
We'll see this week.
God, man, and more shit's coming out. Like, did you just see that Tennessee got in trouble for hosting illegal workouts? Because players tested positive, they held workouts for those COVID positive patients or players, and now they're in trouble with the NFLPA and the NFL as a whole. Like,
it's a weird season. It's a weird season, buddy.
Because then that affects them. That affects their next opponents. That's like, how many games are we going to go postpone it to? They already got their postponed game. They're treating week 4 as a bye week for both the Patriots and the Titans. To me, it just looks. No. Sorry, the The Titans and the Steelers. My
Yeah.
bad.
See, that's what I meant is they forced the Pats to play without their starting quarterback, and I didn't know that's possible. Like, what happens if the starting quarterback comes down with the vid right before the Super Bowl, about a few days?
I didn't even think about that. Like, that's a pretty diabolical scenario.
Yeah, what do you do? It's very possible though. Or your starting receiver, your starting running back.
When we enter the postseason, this is going to be a very interesting discussion because let's say one person gets COVID. Okay, do you give them a rest week?
Hey, as an owner, I would be pissed if the NFL made me play my team in a playoff game in a win or lose type, situation like that without my starting whatever. Just because they tested positive but felt fine.
Right.
And then you allow Tennessee a bye week. So what is the deciding factor there? Do you have to have more than 3 starting players test positive? Because that was the problem with Tennessee, right? It was like 6 or 9 guys.
Mm-hmm. I think it was 4. I think it was 4.
So, okay, so is that it? That's the deciding factor is 3 or more or 4 or more? And then it's the whole team is canceled and moved on, or 3 and less, and you're forced to play. See, that's what I mean. This is weird.
Because I think Stephon Gilmore just came out as COVID positive on the Patriots after Cam.
I read that too.
And so I think teams are going to use this to their advantage rather than their detriment. Hey, we got one player that tested positive. Can we room that COVID tested positive person with someone who's not COVID positive? So then we get a bye week right before the postseason and allow our players to rest up before they play their first postseason game. That's where I have the problem. There's a lot to consider.
There's a lot, and there's a lot of players and a lot of playoff games and a lot of potential for somebody to come down with corona or test positive right during one of those games, especially the further you go into a football season, sweating and wrestling each other around every week, and then flying from place to place. Of course it's going to be more, like your chances of testing positive are going to be more.
I say do what the NBA did. Do the COVID bubble. Do the bubble system. Yeah. When it comes down to the postseason,
that's rough.
Do a bubble season. Designate 4 fucking facilities across the U.S. to be the postseason.
It's too late now.
Areas. Well, I mean, look at the MLB. I mean, my Oakland A's are having to play in fucking Dodger Stadium, and we fucking hate it because home runs are being hit like goddamn no other. I think go to that model. Like, hey, you've got 4 designated fields to play all these NFL games.
Dude, I do know what to say. It's like, get their win. They get their win.
I can't believe the Bengals have a better season than the Niners right now, all because of that fucking tie.
Okay, all right, we're gonna talk about.
You hated the tie. You hate about it.
I will take a loss. I'll take a loss over a tie. Look, I'm gonna say it.
I take a tie over a loss any day.
Tie,
and I know that sounds terrible. But
tie lives don't matter. Okay, I've said it before, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of substance to that before I get reamed everywhere. And he's racist. No, tie lives don't matter. Want to know why? You're putting your athletes at risk of getting injured, and then nothing comes of it. Not a single thing. Sorry, tie lives don't matter. Shootout. Figure it out, NFL. That was stupid. I hate ties. It's stupid.
I agree. Like I told you last week that like we're fucking America. We got winners and losers. We don't do no nil. We don't do no nil. We don't do no European Premier League bullshit. Nah, we got winners, we got losers. Deal with it. And it doesn't take us an hour and a half to score a goal. No, we we base our entire culture on the amount of points that we can accumulate within an hour.
Yep.
That's just how
There's no
America
participation trophies for second place in the Super Bowl.
Nah.
You don't give out ties. Go them down to a foot. Give it shootout with the kicker. Laces out, Dan.
Dan Marino should
Laces
die
out.
of gonorrhea and rot in hell. Would you like a cookie, son?
Anyways, yeah, but Burrow's staying humble. I'm pretty. Hey, staying humble. Still needs an offensive line.
His sound clip was pretty funny. He's talking with the refs like, "Yeah, I'm sliding now because that's something I learned in the past couple of weeks. Got to protect myself. Just take a knee when you can. Like, those are rookie things you need to learn. Like, if you're gonna be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, just take it. Don't force a throw. Don't fuck yourself over." I'm seeing some rookie development in Burrows, and I'm stoked for it. Just hope that he can survive the season, dude. That offensive line is absolutely
no, it's garbage.
ass.
But hey,
Ass.
You know who else is ass? America's team.
Cowboys.
Ass. That's
They
ass.
suck, and I love it.
Well,
they
Cowboys
suck and I love
fans are going ape shit everywhere. They're like, the Browns.
How do you listen to the Browns, and how are you behind the fucking Eagles?
Okay, first of all, Browns are solid.
I didn't think they were.
Browns are solid.
You know what? I love the fact that Baker Mayfield hasn't come out like super cocky. He's just one game at a time doing his fucking thing. He's not. I've seen zero publicity on Baker Mayfield compared to last year when he was all fucking high and mighty, like off his rookie year, feeling like he got a couple of wins in that needed to happen. This year, dude, Odell Beckham Jr. kicking some ass.
Dude, they're not messing around.
Oh God, I had him on my fantasy team last year. It was shit.
Oh, first of all, and secondly, ATL, get your win this week. Okay, I picked you again. Get your win.
They're the choke masters. Dude.
Oh my God, no
They're masters of the
kidding.
choke.
God, I feel like Tony Romo touched them. Anyways, so, tonight's game will be good. So if you're listening to this, that means tonight's
I forgot
game
it was Thursday.
already happened.
I honestly forgot it was Thursday.
Tampa Bay should pull this one
out. Easily.
Should. Yeah.
And who are they playing again? Are they
playing Chicago?
Oh,
right?
God, yeah, they're fucked. Nick Foles is straight garbage.
Unless they pull him off the bench.
Yeah, it's funny. As soon as they pull Nick Foles off the bench, people start winning.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you give him the start, he can't do shit. He's a wet blanket.
Yep.
He's Mike Pence. No, I'm kidding.
Uh-oh.
I'm playing.
We're going back to politics.
Chicago.
We can't do this.
Sorry.
Circle.
Why not go to Kaepernick? Why not just grab Kaepernick?
What, in Sub-Zero with these sleeveless shirts?
You know what, dude? In Chicago, that's a prime city for him to be accepted in. Not Houston. Not Houston. Not Dallas. No.
Houston's a mess. Houston's a mess right now.
Why is it a mess?
Didn't they just fire their GM and their head coach?
Well, I think he was a combined deal that Bill O'Brien was the GM and the head coach. Am I crazy, or is that two separate things? Because I know that they fired Bill O'Brien, and that was completely 100% deserved. Like
week 5.
You should not give up DeAndre Hopkins ever. That's your number one target for your franchise quarterback. Nah. Terrible move. And Arizona's fucking loving it. DeAndre Hopkins is loving it.
Who are you guys playing this week?
We are playing Miami, which is kind of weird.
Fitzy. Come on, Fitzmagic.
No, Fitzmagic can suck my dick.
Beard bro. I want him to roll in there and just light it up. Is Jimmy G back?
He practiced limited today.
No, he won't be back.
It's possible.
I doubt it.
But it all really depends on if Mostert's gonna play. Mostert's the number one running back, and then you got Jerick McKinnon playing number 2. That 1-2 combo alone against Miami, who can't stop the run for shit, we would have it made. You don't even have to have Nick Mullins or CJ Beathard as the backup in order to win that game.
Mullins murdered you guys.
Dude, that pick 6 killed me.
That was a dagger.
We shouldn't have lost to Philadelphia.
That was a dagger. I had this weird feeling Philly was going to get their win off you guys.
We're losing to the teams that we shouldn't lose.
That was another one I got right. I was just like, I just have this weird feeling Philly's going to pick it up. And it wasn't by much, but they did. It was a good game.
It was only, it was. Dude, when CJ Beathard came in, he started looking good. Like, he had 190 yards off of 14 passes out of 19. Mullins had 200, but had a pick 6. Our offense was fucking rolling with CJ. But I think what we're gonna start being in winning season when we've got Richard Sherman back, when we've got Garoppolo back.
Yeah, you guys might come back healthy.
These are all the injuries that we should be experiencing during preseason, but because the preseason didn't happen, these first 4 weeks are basically throwaways.
Well,
that's how I view it.
Cincinnati fans out there, I'm sorry, but this week we're probably going to have our asses handed to us.
Who you guys playing?
Baltimore.
Oh, yeah. You're done. Sorry.
Yeah, we're facing a giant. This is an uphill battle. We'll see what comes of it, but we might sustain a few injuries this week.
Hopefully it's not Burrow.
No, I hope it's not Burrow. Burrow's been humble. He's been fairly surprising. I'm still cautious, but I just never believe in a first-year quarterback. I'm not a big believer. Okay, I'm going to say this right now because I did not pick Indianapolis, but I have a weird feeling Indy's going to win. What was it, the game? I want to go on record here. Over the Browns.
And you see, I think the Browns have finally hit their stride. I think you finally have OBJ operating at a level that he's been envisioned for.
Maybe. I picked the Browns, but I wanted to pick Indy.
Okay.
I wanted to pick the Indy because I thought like maybe Indy could pull that one out. So, anyways, cool, man.
Yeah,
we got a nice long episode in.
I think so. I mean, start off with porn and
we start off with porn. We end with sports. It's been a good full round. Objectifying our wives.
Let's not talk about that. Shit.
Well,
we should do this like almost every day, I feel like, instead of it just keep saying that.
Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Follow us, like, and subscribe. And until next time, cheers, everyone. And stay sane out there.
Pushed over the head, the victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the next.
You got knocked the